It's gonna be stuck in my head. In a minute, I'm gonna need a cinnamon roll to fill me up.
Did you say cinnamon roll?
Yeah.
Send a little sentimental man and woman to pump me.
No. It's about damn time. In a minute, I'm gonna need a cinnamon roll to fill me up. Right?
Sounds like a Kids Bop version.
What's up, makers? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nate Javier.
And I'm Alan Simpson.
And we have a confession to make. We love escape rooms.
You gotta say it like that, man.
Well, I gotta make it more dramatic for them. Well, we love escape rooms. We've talked about our love for God. We've talked about, it's kind of obvious we love magic. But something we wanted to start integrating and something we talked about was talking more about escape rooms. We've done a couple of audio escape rooms, and okay, we've done more than a couple, but we've ran quite a few of those, and we're gonna have a couple of those on the channel for you to play along with. It's a lot of fun. You should do it. Definitely do it. Talk to your friends. We'll run one for you. I promise.
What he said.
Anyway, we want to give you a quick escape room 101. Maybe you're new to escape rooms, or maybe you're an enthusiast who just hasn't thought through all the details yet. Maybe you are just in your, between 5 and 10 and you're still not sure how you feel about it. This is the video for you. This is a video for everyone, just so we can give you an overview of the industry, what's going on with it, and what the heck an escape room is.
So what is an escape room? So it's basically a room filled with clues, puzzles, and riddles for you to solve, because basically you're trapped in this room, and you basically have a time limit to get out, or else you're stuck there forever.
Something to kind of put in there, a little caveat, let's put an asterisk right there. You're not trapped. Legally, they cannot lock you in, and with no escape, because liability, dead people, that's a lot of paperwork all the time. You don't want to deal with that. So you won't literally be trapped, but you are trapped in essence. And it's not always scary. Okay, that's the number one thing I need to tell you. Not every escape room is scary. Actually, majority of them aren't. There is a certain niche of escape rooms where it is horror, thriller, horror, whatever you want to call it. But this isn't one of those things. That's just a niche. But in the greater umbrella of escape rooms, it's just think of it like a giant puzzle box that you are in, and you have to solve your way to get out.
I mean, there's different kinds of puzzles, and this whole idea of an escape room is to use your knowledge, use your imagination, and those basically just using those two will help you get immersed into the imagination of what the room is meant to be.
And it's really cool. When you book an escape room, when you go look through, go play it, and if you have done a few, let us know what those are like down in the comments below. What's your favorite escape room experience? And maybe you'll encourage somebody along the way too. But what's really cool and what we look for the most are the immersive ones. We like puzzles. We're a couple of idiots, and we miss some things. We're not going to say what the weakness is, so any room owners that are looking to have us out there and test your room, this isn't for you to set up for us to fail, but we do have our weaknesses. There are all sorts of, you can look up memes online where it's like the player archetypes and who's doing what, and we fall into a category that misses something all the time.
And if you are an escape room owner or work in an escape room, another thing we look for is hype. I don't want to go to an escape room and then there's the game master like, hello, welcome to escape room, fill in the blank. And we're gonna watch this instructional video about what to do and what not to do. No, we don't want to. In fact, we kind of want our money back. We don't want to do the room anymore if your energy is not there. Like, this is supposed to be something fun to do. Like, you're like, hey, check out this, check out that. Make sure you don't do that. Like, well, not really, not to be that cheesy, but you know what I mean.
What's really cool is the immersion factor. So from the time you walk in to the time you walk out, we want to be a part of the story, and that's what you should look for too if you've never done one or you're still new to the whole escape room hype. Is looking for immersive experiences where you can be taken out of this normal world of chaos and given the gift of like living in a fantasy. Now, mind you, the themes do matter. Um, you can have anything from Dollhouse at Puzzle Amazement, which we may or may not be filming in front of right now, which is really cool. You should check out the upcoming video for that. But that's more of like horror, I guess, or thriller. It's not technically horror because it's not like super scary, it's just creepy. Versus like 60 Out has a really cool Da Vinci room, Leonardo da Vinci style room, where you feel like you're in the inventor's workshop. So there's a whole vast variety of genres and niches and styles of rooms. There are some that are overdone, and we can probably do a few videos, and we probably will end up doing videos on like our escape room horror stories and things that just kind of fell flat. But definitely look for immersion, look for hype.
If you do plan on doing an escape room soon or later, you definitely probably are thinking about cost. Now, how much does an escape room cost? It pretty much depends on location, set design, and
also how many players you have and things like that.
Yes.
Because a lot of the time, Alan and I play together. It's just the terrible two, and
yeah,
it's because we don't have enough friends yet. Unless you want to join us,
we are friends.
To do escape rooms like we want to. But the cool thing is the pricing usually goes between about $27 US to roughly $50 US, which I know is a big gap. But on average, we're looking at about 35 bucks a head for a room. Now, mind you, if you book a room with a lot of people, it'll be less per player, but a lot of the times between discount codes, which you can find elsewhere, and you can find flyers, things like that, or somebody sent you, sometimes you can find something interesting there.
So yeah, like we mentioned that it ranges between 27 to 50-ish bucks, and of course, like if you don't usually do that a lot, it may seem a bit outlandish to just drop $35 on yourself just to go do a room for an hour or something. But some of us, like us two, we found it to be a really fun hobby, expensive one at that. But that, price doesn't really stop us because we just like the fun, the thrill, and that imagination of like, what are we gonna get in our next room? What's this room like? What's that room like? What are some rooms that are not around us, like out of state? How are their escape rooms alike? So we're just constantly thinking like, what's next?
Yeah, and how many rooms are you in?
I'm about 85 or 86, I forgot, but 86 rooms total.
And I'm sporting 131. I know it's a lot, triple digits, but 131 rooms in, and I am not sick of it. And I've done a lot of the ones local to us, but yeah, we've done probably close to 60, 65 together alone, just the two of us.
Yeah.
But it's a fun hobby to get people invested in. Really quick, let's talk about the types of rooms there are. So we have things like linear, multilinear, and non-linear rooms. We can just put it into those three categories.
So linear rooms basically are your basic type of room where you solve one puzzle, move on to the next, and so on and so forth, and until you finish all the puzzles, but in that straight wiggly line of there's no going out of order. It's just one puzzle after the next.
And then multilinear is kind of the same concept. If you think of like a tree where the roots are kind of branching out, but then you might have two things meeting and those continue on, and then you have two things meeting and that continues on, and then those two things meet. So basically you start on a large spread and it just keeps narrowing down. So maybe you solve puzzles A, B, C, which lead to puzzle D, and then the next set of 3 leads to the next one, and then those 2 lead to another one, and it just continues on. Multilinear room, which sounds super complicated, but as you're experiencing it, it kind of reminds you of everyday life where there's multiple factors pushing in at the same time and just kind of meeting up to get you to your next step, and then it leads into the next set of branches and pushes onward.
Right. And of course, nonlinear is a crazy idea, because as we explained what linear and multilinear were, like nonlinear is just all over the place. So let's say you're in a room, you start at point A, then you end up going to point M, and then after point M you go to point C, you know, and then point F, and then point R, point.
It's just almost like puzzles in a bag, and you just got to solve them all, and eventually you'll get to another conclusion, which leads you to more. Nonlinear, it's a little chaotic at times when not done correctly, but we've seen some good nonlinear rooms as well.
Oh yeah.
As far as booking your room, what do you do? How do you book a room? Have you never booked a room? Although not a sponsor, it is a partner, is Morty. Check out the Morty app. It's really cool. It's MORTY, and I'll leave a link down below. You should sign up. If you're an enthusiast and you haven't done so already, check it out. If you're new, this is a good way to start. What's cool about Morty is you can look at a map of the local area, see what rooms are around you, see the reviews, what other players think of the rooms there, and maybe it's the specific one. So if you look there and you're like, oh look, there's Dollhouse, you can see what other people think. But that's an easy way to do it. And usually you go to the escape room website, or what Morty is about to actually implement is booking through the app as a partnership. And it's a really easy way to see how many people you put in, how many people are going to play, you put in what time slot you want, and it's usually pay in advance, or you can give the escape room a call, say, hey, I saw that you have this weird amount of time between your bookings, is there any way to play Dollhouse or whatever room you want to do?
So in a way, it's like a Yelp, but for
escape
rooms only.
Yes, it's like a Yelp for escape rooms only, but Yelp meets like booking, and then you can earn cool badges too. It's really awesome.
Ooh.
Earn your badges. On Morty, I don't have as many logged in there, but right now I'm working on getting my Excel spreadsheet, which enthusiasts, if you're watching, you know exactly what that's like, and getting exported and actually logged into Morty, because with Dollhouse, I remember playing the 0.5, which is a beta test, then the 1.0, then the 1.5 beta test, and then now the 2.0. So I've played it a few times, but it's been a different iteration every time. They can import that all for me into Morty. So check them out. Again, not a sponsor, but a fun partner that we like to use. Check out the link below for that. So if you're new to escape rooms, check all that out. It's so cool. And if you want to play a room with us, leave a comment down below. And if you've played rooms before, leave us what your favorite room was, where it was. We might go check it out. Regionally, I know SoCal is known for their horror and theatrical rooms, but you go to somewhere like New York, it's a tight space, so it's not going to be multi-room, but it's going to be really cool because they're going to compact all that theater in a small space, things like that. So each region, you have something new and different. Go check that out.
And if you have a suggestion for us, let us know. We would love to go do that room. Wherever it may be. It doesn't have to be here in California. It could be out in Texas, or it could be out in Alabama.
And we want to check it all out.
So if you click here, down in this link, it's a lovely playlist that we made just for you.
And if you want to smack this bottom link, it's going to be a video that YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, keep making that magic.